I am so excited to introduce Nutrilite. This company has been around for 80 plus years. They were green before green was even a thing. They have the world's #1 kids and adults vitamins and kids and adult probiotics. This company uses the power of plants from seed to product to nourish and support you and your family's immune systems so you can have fun and enjoy living life together. Personal testimony. I had allergies for years and couldn't even be in the room with dust or cats. And the only thing I've changed since then were my vitamins and supplements. They truly cleaned out my system. And now I have 3 cats. Don't spend another penny on low quality vitamins that invest more in advertisement than the product. Arm yourself with Nutrilite vitamins and probiotics, and they have so many more things that will keep you and your family happy and healthy. Also, you can earn points towards cash with every purchase, and with purchases over $99, there's free shipping. Stop losing sleep and time with your family and get back to life with Nutrilite. The link is in the show notes. Welcome back to the Homeschool Advantage podcast. I'm your host, Bex Buzzy, and today's guest is Kassi Kincaid. She is the founder and program director of Book Days. Book Days is a YouTube channel that pairs books with real life adventures. When she began pairing books, she first did it with simple themed activities. Over time, her idea grew to school-wide events and local sponsors. Eventually, she went online with Facebook, and every day through May of 2020, she had an episode to support children during that period of time. Then one day, she was brainstorming her next chapter of Book Days, and the thought came to her, what if she did this with a real-world adventure?
What if books were so engaging that the words leapt off the page? A place where the characters and the plots came to life. Here at Book Days, our mission is to encourage a love of reading by bringing books to life. Our heart is to ignite a reading revolution, bringing a fresh vision to the books we know and love. Our program hosts a wide audience with strong emphasis on our hometown, Round Rock, Texas. Bringing books to life through theatrical community events, school programs, and a lending library. In an effort to reach our local community more frequently, we created a YouTube channel that highlights children's books and pairs them with real-world adventures. Little did we know that our adventures would travel around the world with subscribers from 15 different countries. In addition, the program is featured at conferences around America, teaching educators how to facilitate book days and inspire a love of reading in their own classrooms. It's been an incredible literary journey. Dr. Seuss said it well, the more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go.
Kassi, say hello to our guest and tell us, what is one misconception you feel most have about homeschooling?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It is such a joy to be here on the Homeschool Advantage. And I think a misconception that people have about homeschooling is the thought of just being by yourself, like in your room, having really no friends, no social life, just that isolation piece. And being homeschooled for many years, I know that was not the case, for sure.
I love that. I love just bashing myths because
No doubt.
that's got to be the craziest one I've ever heard, honestly. So I am just so excited to talk about what you do. I think what you do is phenomenal. I think parents are going to go bonkers for it. I think it's so much fun. So the focus of your work is to pair children's books with real world adventures. How do you
Yes.
do that? Tell us about that.
Oh, it's so much fun. Oh my word. My work, I don't even feel like I'm working because I love kids and I love children's books and being an administrator of a preschool for 6 years. I got to merge the two, running the school and being there for the kids and their families, and then being around books. And that's really how it all started. So it first started out with at the school, live theatrical performances for the kids. And we straight out of the book. So we'd read the book, and my best friend would actually help me act it out, almost kind of like a Broadway production. It was so fun.
That's
So the whole
awesome.
school would come together, and then I created a curriculum of 5 themed activities, all kinds of different activities: a craft, themed snack, fine motor, STEM, things like that. And so to really create a whole day out of it, hence the name Book Days. So it really when COVID hit in 2020, our school was closed for about 2.5 months, with all the regulations and lockdown and everything. And I really didn't want to give up on the idea of bringing books to life for kids. And so the idea of a YouTube channel was born during that time. And I remember sitting actually at a beach house in Galveston, Texas. And I said to my best friend, why don't we pair children's books with real world adventures? There's, a children's book on every topic out there, and experts and people in the field, places to see and people to meet. And I tested out in my hometown, and it just kind of grew from there, out to Dallas, Texas, and then eventually we have taken it to 3 states so far, filming in different places like that. So it has been amazing. I'm also train educators around the country, to how to bring books to life in their own classrooms.
You got to take us through what it looks like. Like, I don't know, pick a book and tell us like how you bring this one book to like maybe pick your favorite book. Cause I think when parents actually like hear, I mean, you put a lot of work into this. Honestly, like when I was watching your videos, I was so engrossed with them. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm learning. Me, adult, right now, I'm learning. And this is so cool. And I was enjoying it. So yeah, like just walk us through how you do that.
Absolutely. So I actually had to learn how to become a video editor. That was not in my wheelhouse. I went to school for business. And I made little movies here and there, but nothing on what I do today. So that was really a learning curve. And I actually started out on an app called Splice,
Oh.
doing that on my phone. And then I was like, this is getting too complicated and growing too much. I can't be doing it on my phone anymore. So yeah, that's a great question. So my favorite book, I have finally narrowed it down, is Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. And I love
Oh,
that book because I just see it as such a reflection of my life. Starting out as a kid and just anything's possible, and kind of starting out, and things are awesome and things are scary, and there's a waiting place, and it just really reflects on my life. And so I actually got to do that one in Albuquerque, New Mexico,
wow.
at the International Balloon Fiesta
Oh,
out
wow.
there. And so I had the idea of pairing that one with hot air balloons, and what better place to go than the biggest balloon festival in the world.
Wow.
Yes, and I had so much fun. Thankfully, my mom's college roommate lives in Albuquerque, so that was a huge advantage, flying in for that. And we flew in, we got to stay with her, and she had friends actually, that were part of the fiesta. So we got their front row passes. We got to like park, like front row parking at Fiesta. And so yeah, she put me in touch with, I interviewed a hot air balloon pilot, a chaser, so the people that chase them and get them when they land,
Oh,
an air traffic controller on the field. They're called zebras, and the crew chief of one of the hot air balloons. So that one had, most of the time I don't interview 4 people for an episode, but that one was a really special one. I want to capture all the different sides and angles of that particular book.
wow. I didn't realize that there were so many things that actually went along with hot air balloon, like a chaser.
I
Like
don't think neither did I, really.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. And so you pair Dr. Seuss with that event. So that's so cool. And it's cool that you picked Dr. Seuss. 'Cause I don't know if you know, but Dr. Seuss, the family lives in San Diego. They live in La Jolla Hills.
Really?
Yeah. Well, at least they
Wow.
did. I think their house is now maybe a museum or something or like a landmark. But if you go on the Pacific coast, you'll see like a Dr. Seuss, what is it called? Like a statue on the
Oh,
land. Yeah, it's really cool. My husband and I can't seem to find it like on land. So we're like trying to find like where's Dr. Seuss live, you
yeah.
know? But what's really cool is too, like we found so many of like the streets that he used for his books, like the
Oh,
Lorings. We have Loring Street right over here, and it's really cool. And if you go down the Loring Street, all of the trees look real twisty. So it's like really cool. It's just cool that you picked Dr. Seuss because there's so much history of him here in San Diego.
that's fantastic. I didn't know that. I knew
Yeah.
Springfield, Massachusetts, but
Yeah, yeah, he had a house over here in La Jolla Hills. So that's really cool. So I am just so fascinated by just how you do that. Like what keeps your passion going for that? Because that's got to be a lot of work. But I know you said you love the kids and everything, and probably that just like fuels you just to keep going. I feel like we can get fueled on like probably the smallest things when it comes to our passion, right? Like it's
yes.
like anything can fuel us. So like, oh, you love it? Great. Yeah, I can go for another
Yeah.
year.
No doubt. No doubt. No, that's a great question. Why, what keeps me going in that? I'm like you said, it's a lot of work. I fly all these different places or drive. Sometimes the episodes that I'm trying to get, I mean, it takes a year to get. So yeah, that is a great question. And honestly, I think it comes down to the benefits of early literacy to children, and it is so so important. I feel like there's books everywhere, right?
Yeah,
And that's like a common theme to have in children's even rooms, not even talking about schools.
right.
And parents reading to their kids, and it's just this thing that we do. But when you look at the science behind it, it is so fundamentally important to children and ultimately their academic careers. Science shows that the more children are read to by the time that they enter kindergarten, the more likely they'll be able to see those words when they start or recognizing those words once they start learning to read. And that will benefit them, like launch them into
Wow.
their academic career. And they're more likely to graduate from high school.
Wow.
Yes. So it's not only it's kind of twofold for me, reading to kids, making that exciting. So doing the live theatrical performances, making that really fun and engaging, but also the motivation to read. And here in Texas, in the pre-K guidelines, um, that is the number one thing. When you look at the emergent literacy tab of what are the guidelines, the very first thing is a motivation to read.
Wow.
Yes. And
Wow.
so for me, if kids can be excited to read, hopefully that will launch into a love of learning.
Yeah.
Because, when that divide happens between the really fun, cute stuff and maybe kindergarten, first grade, and the older kids get is, oh, I don't want to read this, or I don't want to do that assignment. Kind of learning in school, not everything is our favorite, but,
Right.
there are advantages to everything we learn in school. And so hopefully that still love of learning, that will still be there. And so, school, I feel like most kids can be a drudgery, and maybe not so much in the homeschooling world if you get your work done half a day and then you can
Yeah.
take the afternoon off, but kind of in the mainstream, and really all kids in general, homeschooling, public school, private school, wherever kids are, I want them to really love learning. And so doing that part, kids around the world, that is really my goal and the why I wake up every day.
That's beautiful. That really is. And I love what you said because you know what? I think as I've kind of gone more further into, just to all the homeschooling world, kids are not different whether they're in public school or
Mm,
homeschool. They're the
yes.
same kid. They just have different
Mhm.
environments.
Exactly.
one isn't smarter than the other. It's just they have different opportunities
Yes.
and they have been given different, exposure to different things, which every child, when they're exposed to, wholesome and really exciting and fun information, their life can change. Absolutely. And I love that. I love the fact that you're fueled by people you don't even know yet.
Mhm.
That is awesome. I mean, I tell my students that too. I'm like, I loved you before I even saw you because that's why
Yeah.
I'm here.
That's a great way to put it. No doubt.
So have you had parents like come back to you and like just let you know how their kid has been able to like really benefit from your services and your videos and all the hard work you put in?
Definitely. Every now and then I get those, parents commenting in. One of them was really precious when I was at the school that I was at, and I was doing the YouTube channel kind of as a hobby on the weekends. I just fit it in, and they would watch them, and the little boy recited almost verbatim like one of the sections of the interview. I was filmed at SeaWorld at their Beluga Stadium, and we were backstage with the beluga whales, and he said, you said that you had never heard a beluga whale talk. And I'm like, I did. And it sounded like a bird. And the little noise that it made. And I was just like, oh
Wow.
my word. And then some of the kids would be like, I watched your episode. One of the little girls this April, actually, I went and filmed at a strawberry patch for the mouse, the bear and the red ripe strawberry. If you heard of that book. And she said, like word for word, the way to clean a strawberry. Oh no, the way you know a strawberry is ripe is if it's purple color. And I'm like, that's right. That's exactly what was in the episode. I was like, oh my word.
Wow.
Yes. So it's a lot of fun. I only get glimpses here and there because, the program is so widespread, but it really warms my heart when those people, parents or teachers or whoever it is, come back and share with me kind of how it's impacted them or what they're doing with the whole program.
Yeah, I agree. I love when people give feedback because feedback is so important. It kind of just gives us like the direction and helps us to, that help continue to navigate what we're doing. And I don't know, when you get feedback, you're no longer in the dark. You're like, okay, I'm doing something. Yay.
I love that. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. So, Kassi, tell me, what is the call to action? Where can they find your information? Where can they connect with you? Where can they, reach out and like just really be able to just connect with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I love anybody that is wants to connect, parent, educator. I love to hear your stories. I love to see where your family's at, if you have young kids, older kids. So that is a great place. That is a great question, Bex. And really, it's all in one place, guys. It is Book Days, plural with an S, bookdays.org. And I'm really excited. I have launched a specific homeschool section. Yes. And so they are tutorials on the new blog that we started. And so once a month, I'll be uploading, and this is specific. I've never done anything like this before, of pictures and like step by step. We have trainings also for educators, but you can kind of model that into your homeschool. But definitely the tutorials on our blog lay out everything in like a written format with pictures. I hope it's really inspirational. My personal email is actually Kassi, Kassi, at bookdays.org. The one on the website is info at. You can reach me at either. But yeah, I'd love to connect. Pictures, anything that you guys have book related. Find us on Instagram at official book days. We post all kinds of things on there, everything from traveling for the episodes, new things that are going on. We try to keep you guys really updated with a lot of inspiration. So also on Facebook as well at Official Book Days. So there's so many pictures and so much inspiration I hope for you guys on our website, bookdays.org. And I really look forward to connecting with you guys.
That's awesome. And then you have your YouTube channel, right? And they can just subscribe to that and get like notifications whenever you have a new video.
Definitely. So that's a great question. On our website, if you want to subscribe, put your name and your email, and you'll be put on our mailing list. So you will get updates every time a new episode airs, a new blog post. That is your one-stop shop. But definitely on our YouTube, youtube.com/bookdays is our channel. And if you want to press that one button for the big red button, subscribe, you'll be notified too. But in your email, if you just want a one-stop shop, definitely go on our website.
That's awesome. And I'll have all the links in the show notes so they can just click and go. Click and go.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. It's been really awesome talking to you. And I love the fact that you're just, creating amazing resources for potentially even, schools that might not have enough funding,
Yes.
to be able to do those things. So I'm like really excited about that. So as we're wrapping up, what is one big takeaway you would like to leave parents from our conversation today?
I think if there's one thing I would just inspire you guys is how important reading is to your kids. So don't skip over that one bedtime story. Take that 5 minutes. It is such a crucial, not only bonding experience for the two of you, but just educationally. It is laying more of a groundwork than you will ever know. And so take those opportunities. They're wonderful personally with your family, the time spent, but also educationally. So definitely read to your kids as much as you can.
And I agree with you. A Sunlight, that's actually how they formulate their curriculum, to be read to read to kids. And I love how you're doing that, and you're just bringing a real life adventure to it. I mean, oh my gosh, half the kids probably would never have known that a ripe strawberry is purple. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I didn't. So
Me
far I've learned
too.
2 things on the podcast.
And that's the whole idea, Bex, not only to learn, like for the kids to learn, but honestly, I learned first. Then I share it with the kids that might not have access to, going on these type of ventures. And also too, for the adults, I have honestly kind of a somewhat not large adult base that like to watch the episodes and learn from them too. So it's just the whole aura of me being that lifelong learner, and hopefully the kids and adults too will continue to be lifelong learners as well.
I love that. I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of times parents think that they can't, or people, and I'm not going to say parents, people think that they can't do something because they don't know it yet. And I love how you just said, I learn first and
Yes.
then I can just go for it. And that's awesome. And you know what? As a parent, you both can be learning together at the same time. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
No doubt.
You've been awesome, Kassi. Oh my gosh, it's been so great just getting to know you. If you're ever in the San Diego area, you've got to look me up. Oh my gosh, we have to go for dinner.
Thank you so much for having me, Bex. This has been such a joy, and thank you for all you're doing, just championing homeschooling all over California and all over the globe.
Thank you, Kassi. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Thanks so much.
If you love the conversations we're having here on the Homeschool Advantage podcast, follow or subscribe our podcast to stay in the loop and never miss this amazing content. And please highly consider taking a minute to leave a positive rating and review to help others like you discover this show. See you next time.